split. Hey, don't worry, the jokes I'm telling tonight, ChatGPT didn't write, so we're good on that front. It's kind of bright, it's all good. Man, okay, let's just get this thing rolling so we can get it done. Huh? Sound pretty good? Yeah. All right, let's do it. Becky said she was gonna boo me if I made a bad joke. So if y'all hear booing, please don't participate. Stop! Okay, I'm nervous enough as it is. No, look. We had a lot of welcoming done already. It was a long intro of welcoming from John and Courtney. It was beautiful. That was great. You didn't let me finish. Can you please? So welcome to our first of its kind spring dinner party. For those who have been here before, I hope y'all are ready for some Christmas jokes. Y'all ready? Yeah. Just read that because normally who's been to our formal before? Raise your hand. Okay, great. So yeah, most of y'all know there was a lot of new people. This, like John was saying, usually is a Christmas party, and so last time we had this party, it was the first time I ever done a stand-up or anything like that, and it was a Christmas party, and I don't think I told one Christmas joke. So I spent most of last year writing Christmas jokes. And then John and Courtney come up to me, and they're like, so we're gonna move it to the spring. I'm like, stop, it's fine, no big deal, it's all good. But I did write some more jokes, so we don't have to pretend like it's Christmas time, but just know, if I start to just turn it down and start to suck, I'm definitely gonna start telling Christmas jokes, so just be prepared for that. Yeah. But no, I did want to talk a little bit about the last party, because I'm thankful for, first of all, I'm honored to be asked to come back. I wanted to do it, but they asked me, I didn't tell them, so that was good. Because that tells me one thing, that maybe it wasn't terrible, it wasn't just awful. Either that or y'all are just really nice, so I'll take that, I did want to talk about some things because I feel like we're in a better spot this time around, because there's actually a bit of clarity as to what I'm doing up here. Because last year, my name just popped up on the screen and John was like, everybody, Dylan Steve! And I was just like, I was just up here, standing right here, and with no indication of what it is I was supposed to be doing. Like, I could have been doing some interpretive dancing. And, you just have to figure that out. And, because, it would be confusing, because the year before last, I taught from God's Word. Like, that was why I was on stage. And so everyone who had, come before, they were like, oh, okay, it's time to be serious. God time. All time is God time, but God time, right? And, I started to tell jokes, and I could feel the room. It's like, what's going on? Is this supposed to be funny? But no, I do feel like I was sweating at the beginning of that, because, everybody tried to figure it out, eventually you caught on. But it doesn't get any easier. I'm pretty sure I'm sweating right now, so it's all good. It's all good. And also, last time we had this party, there was an incredible thing that happened. We already talked about it a little bit, but Aaron Walthall and McGray stole the whole room. They danced. Aaron looked like a fool, but look, it was wonderful. He was so nervous, you could see it. And he proposed right here on this stage, and it was an amazing, spectacular thing. Can we get that up one more time? That happened right before I came on stage. I mean, can you imagine? How do you follow that up? That's an engagement is something where, it marks a turning point in two people's lives, and the energy of it is so wholesome and amazing. And then, that happens and you turn around and some dude who looks like your lunch lady is up here with a microphone. So that was something. I don't know. It's kind of weird. What are you doing up there? That's like buying a brand new car and getting rear-ended right out of the dealership, Or, that's like going to see your favorite concert, like your favorite band or whatever. You spend all this money and you go and, turns out they actually opened for a magician who looks like he's homeless. He looks like he made his house disappear. I don't know. Or that could be like going to a Christian conference and hearing great speakers like David Platt, Kevin DeYoung, John Piper. And then they pull back the curtain on the last speaker and it's Joe Osteen, and you're like, wait a minute. Was he always on this? I don't remember. Okay. No, but seriously, Aaron, I'm so glad to have been there. I'm honored to have been there. And plus, if it hadn't happened, I wouldn't have any jokes to tell, so we're good on that. Yeah, great. I'm a little nervous.
Okay. Woo! You got this! Woo!
I've been a little nervous leading up to tonight. Have you ever seen when someone who's not really used to public speaking and they have to get up and do that? Have you ever seen that? Like, yeah, usually that person is up there and they're like, first thing they say, like one of their signature moves is to address their nerves from the stage, right? They're like, oh, I'm not used to doing this, or they're like, somebody asked me to do this, and I've been freaking out the whole time. And normally when somebody says something like that, the whole crowd's like, like they laugh. Yeah, kind of like that a little bit. And it's like with that, it's like with that moment right there, it's like some of the tension releases for that person on stage. It's like, oh, there's like an acknowledgement, we're just going to do it, we move on. And it's kind of wholesome. But I was thinking about that. What? That's not what it is. What if that little laugh is actually at you for being nervous? Like, what, you got how to talk? What do you? This is a terrible thing to think about before you come on stage. I don't know. So I'm going to pretend like that's not what y'all were doing. But I was nervous. I was a little nervous leading up to tonight. And so I had to find a way to calm the nerves. And, the world has some suggestions. Right? But not along with the substance of Christ, if you know what I mean. So the godly man has to get creative. Most good Christians pray for peace or something like that. They pray. I don't know what that's about. Of course, I'm just kind of numb, kind of slow to get there sometimes. But no. Actually, I figured something out. Okay. I figured something out that works for me. It's worked actually 100% of the time for me so far. You know what I did? I went around the corner from my house to the Shell station there. Got me some gas station chicken and a yoo-hoo. Look, I know that sounds corny, okay, but listen. How can you be mad? Like, okay, so picture this, okay? You got a bucket of chicken, you got a yoo-hoo, okay? And somebody says you owe $2,000 on your taxes, you're like, well, what you gonna do? Hey, you got some sauce or something, you know what I'm saying? Or, it's like, it helps calm the nerves. It's just a relaxing time. But it's not only how I calm my nerves, it's also how it's like a reward I give myself. Like, oh man, I just mowed the grass. I'm gonna go get some gas, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or, I'm 1,000 pounds, but I ain't mad, you know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is, thank God for gas station chicken and you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this one Christmas time when I did something, there was this bunch of lights, and we used our patio light. No. Okay, so this is the meat. There's a story that I've been keeping. It's too funny not to tell, but I've been keeping it close to my chest because it's a little embarrassing. Okay. And it also has to do with a topic that can be a little controversial depending on who you're talking to. Okay. And that topic is mental health. Okay, look, as loaded as those words are, okay, I believe that mental health is a real thing, that it's good to maintain some sort of mental stability, and that you should be kind to your mind and bodies in a Christ-like way. Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, right? But I'm not talking about when people use mental health as an excuse not to do something. Not that it couldn't be an excuse. Let's make that clear. But in those extreme cases, like with anxiety. Like, somebody attributes too much to anxiety when they're like, my dog, he's got anxiety, and when he wears a leash, so we never put a leash on him. And I'm like, well, can you do something? He's biting all the kids. Like, every kid has been bitten, and now we're all anxious. Can you please help us? We don't know how to do it. We don't know what to do. We're stuck. We're frozen in place. We don't know what to. I'm also not talking about. That was my favorite joke tonight, by the way. That was like the first one I like my little brother, when we were growing up, was the shyest of me and my two siblings. I'm sitting right over here, and I swear he was shy, right? You could not ask this man to do anything at all. Like we'd be at McDonald's, I'd be like, bro, just go order your McNuggets. He's like, no, I'm not gonna get McNuggets. I ain't about to order. I ain't even hungry no more. I don't even want to eat. I'm good. I'm good. Can you order them? Can you? Or like, call and order that pizza. He's like, call them. I'm not gonna call them. You gonna call them? My phone. They turned my phone off. I done turned my phone off. I don't even know. No, but he's a little better now. He's pretty good. But I know this man is glad for one thing about COVID, right? Because now we have all this like online ordering, contactless, curbside pickup, all this stuff, right? Because now all you have to do is like drive right up and pick it up. Oh, thank you so much. Just like go away. See. Okay, good. No, this story is about when I became aware of my own mental health. Okay. So set the story up. So it's 2019, okay, and I'm 18 years old. It's early 2019. And if you know my story, then you know that was the year that the Lord had begun to change me more than I had been changed before. And I was way fat. Like I was 350 pounds. I was ginormous. And that is a big part of the story, like quite literally, big part of the story. And I was also pretty awkward. I was kind of an awkward guy. Like when you spoke to me, you would think that English was like my third language. Like you know when you ever like been in public and you see somebody you know and you haven't talked to in a while and it's like I don't want to talk to them or like just trying to avoid eye contact. But you find that you have to talk to them because you're like down the same aisle and then you like talk for a second and then you go the same direction to leave after you say goodbye and it's like you know that feeling you feel right now. I can see. Yeah, no, that was my constant vibe. That was like when you're around me, it's like. I don't know about this. Just like terrible, like oh, keep going. But even though I was kind of awkward, it didn't keep me from doing things. Like I still operated within the world. So, like I said, 18, fat guy, awkward guy, and I was living with my parents, and I was going to Northwest Community College. And this is shocker guys. I didn't know how to take great care of myself. So after a few bad hygiene decisions, I had developed a foot fungus, okay? Like a big red itchy rash right between my toes. The skin there, yeah, and the smell too. I hardly had friends. Like, okay. What's that smell, bro? Okay. But okay, so it was pretty bad. I thought that it was bad enough for me. Like I hadn't been to the doctor in years, and it was bad enough for me to think like, okay, I need to go to the doctor. It's about time. This is it, right? And but I had, like I said, I hadn't been to the doctor in years, and so I didn't know what to do. So you know what I did? That's right. I went straight to my mom. I said, Mom. I need to get checked out. Can you please help me? And by some miracle, I'm still on her insurance. And so she makes an appointment for me. She picks the place. And on the day of the appointment, I go to this place, okay? So great. Smooth sailing. Should be nothing, right? Okay, I walk into this place. And I walk to the front counter. There's I tell the lady I have an appointment. And this lady had on like big old frame glasses on and a mask, right? And I noticed that at the time, because the way she looked at me when I told her that I had an appointment. But she didn't say anything, she just gave me some papers and she told me to go into the waiting room. And then I walked in the room and realized why she looked at me that way. Because I walked in there and I found myself in a place that just looked like an altar for Paw Patrol and Doc McStuffins and a bunch of other Teletubby type characters. So yeah, I know why she looked at me that way. She's because I've been sent to a kid doctor. I've been sent to a pediatrician. Like, thanks, Mom. Appreciate that. And I walked in there looking like the Pillsbury Doughboy after he got hit with the super serum, right? Or like, there's like kids everywhere. I must look like Godzilla with all tiny people in there. I mean, goodness gracious. Like, now I know why I had to suck in to come through the door, right? Yeah, I felt dumb. I just felt really lost. Like, there's more kids in there. The kids are wearing masks and they're playing with the toys. And they're not wearing them right, by the way. Like, they're on sideways on their chins, they're on sideways, like, they're coughing and everything. Just, you know. And, yeah, so I felt dumb. But I was about to leave. Remember, I got a foot focus. I got a foot about this big as an infant, so that, you know, the doctor should be able to handle this. So, I'm in there, you know, too big to fit in even the regular chairs. And I'm getting weird looks from the moms in the room. And finally the nurse comes, I'm filling out paper, right? They gave me some papers, it's like check boxes, so the doctor can kind of look at your thing, kind of know a little bit about you. It's like check these that apply. So checking the ones that apply to me. And then the nurse calls my name. She says, Steed. And and then I walk over, she's like looking at her flip shoes. And then she's like, are you the father? I said, no, I'm the patient. She said, right this way, let me in. She's terrified, right? It's a big kid. When I get in there, they ask me a bunch of routine questions, right? You know, just stuff, because I hadn't been to the doctor in a while, so like, you know, how tall are you? Any developed allergies? Are you sure you're in the right place? Are you lost? You know, those types of things. Just regular stuff. And then they go to get my weight, right? They go to get my weight. And I don't know about y'all, you know, some people are insecure about their weight, you know, but women, ladies, the boomer meme is like, never ask a lady your weight. Like, okay, I don't know if that's still a real thing, but it's like, some people are insecure. But for me, I was, you know, I didn't like being fat, but I was at least real about that. Come on, I'm a big guy, what are you gonna do? But when you're at the doctor, and you don't feel their scale, like my feet are covering up the display, so they have to go into a closet that you can tell hasn't been opened in years. Like, the paint on the door doesn't match the paint on the rest of the doors. Like, it's been functionally a wall for who knows how long. And they go in that room and they pull out a mechanical scale and have to literally blow the dust off of it. Right? I'm standing there watching all this happen. And, you know, and then they haven't used it in years. And so they don't know what to do. They're like, okay, step right there. It's like, $350, right on the dot. $350. So after all that fiasco happens, they finally lead me into a room. It's a tiny room, right? And they jump up on that wax paper on that bed. It's like, it's like the loudest thing you've ever heard. Like, I'm sure that they can hear it through the walls. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, it hurts your ears. Like, I need earplugs when I go in there. I'm like, can you imagine me sitting on that? And the doctor comes in. I'm just okay, so I'm in there waiting on the doctor. Okay, right. Yeah, remember, this was a story about mental health. Right, did you guys forget? I didn't know. Pay attention! We're almost to that part. So I'm in there waiting on the doctor, and the doctor comes in, this is cracking this floor. The doctor comes in, and he's a foreign man with a wonderful accent, okay? I'm going to try and do an accent in a minute. Don't get mad, okay? And don't laugh, because I don't know if it's any good. So he comes in, and we get right down to business. He's like, show me your foot. I'm like, okay, bro. I take my shoe off, and before I can get my sock all the way off, he's like, it's athlete's foot. I said, huh? He said, it's athlete's foot. I said, athlete's foot? This is quite a nice turn of events here. I'm all right with this. No, yes, it turns out you can get athlete's foot from just sweating while standing up, so don't worry about that. We figured that out. He's like, hey man, don't let your head get big. I'm like, okay. So he like saw that and he prescribed me some cream, and that was it. We were done, or so I thought, right? So I had, like I said, I was filling out some paperwork in the waiting room, and on checking these boxes, there was a box there that said depression. Okay? Oh, getting real now. I checked that box. Never been asked about it. Never talked about it. Never thought about it really. But to be honest, at that time in my life, I was a bit of a mess. I was like not really contained. And so I checked that box. I was like, why not? So we go in there, and he's like, hey man, I know the accent switched. Hey man, you marked depression on your sheet. What's going on? And boom, the floodgates open. I unloaded on this man. I don't know how to talk about depression. What kind of question are you asking me? I don't know. Maybe this goes. Maybe this. Maybe this. Maybe this. I don't know how to think about it. And I didn't even know how to talk to people. So I know like it came out as just a bunch of disorder nonsense. Like this man had no idea. Like he's just saying like, when the hair's going back. Yeah, I told him way too much. I just said everything. You know, he said, he looked at me and he said, hey bro, everybody makes mistakes. Like, go easy on yourself sometimes, huh? I was like, okay. And then he gave me a sucker and a shortbread cookie and sent me on my way, you know? But I felt good for talking about saying those things to someone it was really inconsequential to tell. Like, I haven't seen that doctor in years. Maybe because I'm not a child. But I do wonder sometimes if that doctor thinks about that big kid who with the foot fungus who was depressed. Yeah. But yeah, I felt really good about that. I was feeling really good. So when I left there, you know what I did? I went to the gas station.